The mining station floated in the dark space like a metal island. Commander Lee Tae-woo looked out the big window at the stars. He had been in charge of this place for 3 years. Every day was the same. Wake up. Check the machines.
Play rocks.
Go to sleep. Nothing exciting ever happened here. Commander, you need to see this, called Park So-min from her desk. Was the person who watched the radio signals from space. Her voice sounded scared. Lee walked over to her. What is it? Salman pointed at her screen. Big ships. Very big. Coming this way. Lee looked at the screen. He had never seen anything like it. The ships were huge and black. They had sharp edges like knives. There were at least 20 of them. They moved in perfect lines toward the mining station. How far away? Lee asked. 2 hours, maybe less. Lee felt his heart beat faster. In all his years in space, he had never seen alien ships. No human had. People always wondered if aliens were real. Now he knew they were. Send the alert to everyone, Lee said. Tell them we have visitors. The alarm rang through the station. People stopped their work. They came running to the control room. Engineer Kim Dong-hyan was covered in oil from fixing machines. Dr. Yoon Hana still held her lab tools. Security Chief Choi Jae-sung had his weapon ready. What do we do? Asked Hana. She studied alien life, but she had never seen real aliens. Try to talk to them, Lee said. So-min, send them a message. So-min typed on her keyboard. She sent the same message humans always planned to send to aliens. Hello. We are humans. Come in peace. We want to be friends. They waited. The alien ships kept coming. They did not slow down. They did not answer. Send it again, Lee said. So Dashman sent the message again and again. The ships stayed quiet. But they were getting closer. Maybe they don't understand our language, said Dong-hyan. Try numbers. Math is the same everywhere. So-min sent simple math problems. 2 + 2 = 4. 3 × 3 = 9. The kind of math that any smart species would know. Finally, the aliens answered. But their message was strange. It was just numbers. Long strings of numbers that made no sense. What does it mean? Lee asked. Hana looked at the numbers. I don't know. Maybe it's their language. Or maybe it's a code. The ships were very close now. They could see them with their eyes. The ships were even bigger than the screen showed. Each one was the size of a small city. They had no windows, no lights. They looked like they were made for war. Commander, said Jae-sung. I think we should run. Lee thought about it. Their little mining station could not fight these huge ships, but they could not run either. Their ships were too slow. We stay, Lee said. We keep trying to talk.
Oh.
Dong-hyan was at his desk, working on the machines. He was nervous. His hands shook as he typed. He was trying to fix the radio system to send stronger signals. Be careful, Salman said. Don't break anything. I know what I'm doing, Dong-hyan said, but he was scared too. He pushed the wrong button. Suddenly the radio started sending everything. Not just their messages to the aliens. It sent music from the station's computers. It sent movies and TV shows. It sent pictures of Earth. It sent poems and stories. It sent everything humans had ever made. Turn it off. Lee shouted. Dong-hyan tried to stop it, but the machine was broken. All of human culture was flying through space toward the alien ships. They watched the screens. The human music and art rushed toward the black ships. Lee felt sick. What would the aliens think? Would they be angry? Would they attack? Something strange happened. Alien ships stopped moving. They'd been flying in perfect lines toward the station. Now they just floated in space. Why did they stop? Salman asked. Maybe they're listening, Hana said. The broken radio kept sending human things. It sent a song about love. It sent a painting of a sunset. It sent a funny movie about a dog. It sent a poem about friendship. More strange things happened. Some of the alien ships turned toward each other. They'd never done that before. They'd always flown in straight lines. Are they talking to each other? Lee asked. I think so, So-min said. I'm getting signals between their ships. What are they saying? I don't know, but they're saying a lot. The aliens talked to each other for a long time. The humans waited. No one knew what to do. They had never planned for this. All their books about meeting aliens said the aliens would either be friendly or attack right away. These aliens did neither. Finally, one alien ship moved closer to the station. It was still very big, but it moved slowly. It did not point weapons at them. A new message came from the alien ship. It was not numbers this time. It was a voice. The voice was deep and strange, but it spoke human words. Humans, the voice said. We are Vorthok. We are made for war. We do not understand your transmissions. What is the purpose of these sounds and images? Lee looked at his crew. No one knew how to answer. How do you explain music to someone who is made for war? How do you explain art to someone who only knows fighting? I'll try to answer them. She picked up the radio. Hello, Vorthok. The sounds and images are our culture. We make them because they make us happy. Call them music and art. Happy? The alien voice asked. What is happy? The humans looked at each other. These aliens didn't know what happiness was. They had never felt joy. They had never heard a song or seen a painting just because it was beautiful. Happy is ... a good feeling, Hana said. When something makes you feel good inside? There was a long silence. Then the alien voice spoke again. We wish to understand. We will come to your station. Do not be afraid. We will not hurt you. R ... Curious. Lee felt a chill. These aliens were made for war, but they wanted to learn about human happiness. This was not how first contact was supposed to happen. But maybe, just maybe, it could be something wonderful. Prepare for visitors, Lee told his crew. This is going to be interesting. The alien ship was even bigger up close. Dr. Yoon Hana pressed her face against the window of the small transport pod. The Vorthok ship looked like a giant metal mountain with sharp edges everywhere. It had no curves, no soft parts. Everything was made for war. Are you sure about this? Asked Security Chief Choi Jae-sung. He sat next to her in the pod. His hand stayed near his weapon, but he knew it would not help against these aliens. No, Hana said. But someone has to go. They asked for the people who make music and art. That's me. You study alien life, you don't make music. I sing in the shower, that counts. Jae-sung almost smiled. Almost, if they hurt you, I will fight them. With what? They're made for war. You're made for protecting mining stations. The pod entered the alien ship through a hole in the side. Everything went dark. Then lights came on. The lights were red and cold. The walls were black metal. There were no decorations, no colors, no signs that anyone lived here. 2 aliens waited for them. Hannah had never seen anything like them. They were tall, maybe 3 meters. Their skin was gray and hard like metal. They had extra arms that looked like they could break rocks. Their eyes were yellow and bright. They moved like machines. I am War Prime Gex, said the bigger alien. His voice was deep and scary. I lead this attack force. You are the humans who make useless things. Useless? Hana said. Music and art are not useless. They do not help you win battles. They do not make you stronger. They serve no purpose. The other alien stepped forward. He was smaller than Gex, but still huge. I am Sub-Commander Vex. I wish to understand these ... songs. Why do you make sounds that have no meaning? Hana looked around the ship. Everything was gray and black. The walls were bare. There were no pictures, no music. No signs that anyone cared about beauty. Songs have meaning, she said. They tell stories. They make us feel things. Feel? Vex asked. What is feel? Hana stared at him. You don't know what feelings are? We know anger. We know the need to fight. We know victory and defeat. It else is there? Happiness, sadness, love, fear, joy, wonder. Gex made a sound like a growl. These are weaknesses. We are made without them. We fight better without feelings. Who made you? Soon asked. Our creators. Long ago, they took our people and changed us, made us perfect for war. We conquered 17 star systems. We always win. That sounds lonely, Hana said. Lonely? Vex repeated the word like he had never heard it before. When you're by yourself and you wish you had friends, what is friends? Hana felt sad for these aliens. They were so strong and scary, but they knew nothing about friendship or happiness. They were like powerful machines that could think. Friends are people who care about you, she said. People who help you when you're sad. People who share happy times with you. Vex looked confused. Why would someone help you if they get nothing back? Because it makes them feel good inside. Because they like you? Like when you enjoy being with someone? When they make you happy? Gex walked to a wall and hit it with his fist. The metal made a loud noise. This is why we came here. Your transmissions confused our warriors. They stopped fighting training. They asked questions about these sounds and images. They're curious, Hana said. Curiosity is good. Curiosity is dangerous. It makes warriors weak. Hana had an idea. Can I meet your warriors? Can I show them what music is? No, Gex said. You will tell us what we need to know, and we will decide if humans are a threat. How can music be a threat? It makes our people act strange. They waste time listening to your sounds. They stare at your pictures. They forget their training. Subcommander Vex moved closer to Hana. Show me, he said. Show me what music is. Vex growled again. Vex, return to your duties. Must understand. War Prime, the transmissions, make me feel something I have never felt before. What do you feel? Hana asked. Vex was quiet for a long time, empty, like something is missing. When I hear your music, the empty feeling goes away. Nose. Heart felt heavy. These aliens were so powerful, but they were missing the best parts of life. They had never felt joy or wonder or love. I can teach you, she said. I can show you what you're missing. No, Gex said. We will study you. We will learn your weaknesses. Then we will decide what to do with your species. Guards came to take Hana and Jae-sung to a room. The room was small and gray like everything else. There was no furniture except for metal blocks to sit on. What do we do now? Jae-sung asked. We wait and we think. About what? About how to help them? They're not evil, Jae-sung. They're just ... empty. Someone took away their ability to feel happiness. That's terrible. They're going to study us like bugs. Then they'll probably kill us. Maybe, but did you see Vex's face when he talked about the empty feeling? He wants to understand, wants to feel something more than just anger and the need to fight. So maybe we can teach them. Maybe we can show them what they're missing. Ours. Past guards brought them food. Food was gray paste that tasted like nothing. Hana ate it anyway. She needed to stay strong. Then Vex came to their room. He was alone. He looked around to make sure no one was watching. Tell me about friends, he said quietly. Why? Because I think I want one. Hana smiled. It was the first time she had smiled since coming to the alien ship. Sit down, she said. Let me tell you about friendship. Vex sat on one of the metal blocks. He was so big that the metal creaked under his weight. Friends care about each other, Hana said. They help each other. They share good times and bad times. They make each other laugh. When something is funny, you make a sound that shows you're happy. Like this. Hana laughed softly. Vex tried to copy the sound. Came out like a growl, but Hana could tell he was trying. Why do you help each other? He asked. Because it feels good. Because we care. I do not understand care. Care is when someone else's happiness matters to you. When you want good things to happen to them. Vex was quiet for a long time. I think, he said slowly, I want to care about someone, but I do not know how. You're already learning, Hana said. You came here because you were curious. You want to understand. That's the first step. The first step to what? To becoming more than just a warrior, to becoming a friend. Commander Lee Tae-woo stood in the meeting room on the mining station. It was the strangest day of his life. Across the table sat War Prime Gex, the giant alien warrior. Next to Gex was Sub-Commander Vex, who kept looking around the room with curious eyes. You want to do what? Gex asked. His voice was deep and angry. A cultural exchange, Dr. Yunhana said. She had just returned from the alien ship. Your people want to understand our music and art. We want to understand you, so we trade knowledge. This is a waste of time, Gex said. Study your weaknesses. Maybe understanding is not a weakness, Hana said. Maybe it's a strength. Vex leaned forward. Warprime, our warriors have stopped training. They only want to hear more human sounds. If we understand these sounds, maybe they will return to fighting. Gex thought about this. Very well, but only for one day. Then we continue with our mission. Hana smiled. One day is enough to start. She walked to the center of the room. Let's begin with something simple, a game. Game, Vex asked. Something we do for fun, not for fighting, not for winning, just for joy. How can you compete without fighting? Gex asked. Hana held up her hands. Rock, paper, scissors, watch. She made her hands into shapes. Rock beats scissors. Scissors beats paper. Paper beats rock. That makes no sense, Gex said. How does paper beat rock? It covers the rock. It's not about logic, it's about fun. Vex held up his huge hand. Show me. Hana taught him the game. They played once. Vex made rock. Hana made paper. She won, I lost, Vex said. But I am not angry. Why would you be angry? Hana asked. Because I always get angry when I lose. This is different. This is play. When we play, losing is okay. It's still fun. Vex played again. This time he made scissors. Hana made rock. Vex won, I feel. Good, Vex said. Even though this game serves no purpose. Hana said. To feel good. More aliens came to watch. They were young warriors, smaller than Gex and Vex, but still huge. They watched the game with bright eyes. You want to try, one of them said. No, Gex said. Return to your duties. Warprime, the young warrior said. Just once. Gex looked angry, but he nodded. Once. Soon all the young warriors were playing rock, paper, scissors. They laughed when they won. They laughed when they lost. They had never heard their own laughter before. Engineer Kong Soo-jin came into the room carrying a bag. I brought food, she said. Food? Vex asked. Things to eat. But not just to fill your stomach. Food that tastes good. Soo-jin opened the bag. She took out chocolate, cookies, and fruit. The aliens stared at the colors. Their food was always gray paste. Try this, Soo-jin said. She gave Vex a piece of chocolate. Vex put it in his mouth. His eyes went wide. What is this feeling? Taste, Soo-jin said. Sweet taste. Do you like it? Like Vex said slowly. Yes, I like this. He ate the whole piece. Then he asked for more. Soon all the young warriors were eating chocolate and making happy sounds. This is wrong, Gex said. Warriors should not waste time with pleasure. Why not? Asked Tactical Officer Lim Woo-bin. He had been quiet, but now he spoke up. If they fight better when they're happy, isn't that good? Happy warriors are weak warriors, are they? Woo-bin set up a chessboard on the table. Yes. Is a game about war, but it's also about thinking and planning. Want to try? Gex looked at the chess pieces. They were carved like little soldiers in castles. This is war. War with rules, war with honor, war where no one dies. Impossible. Watch. Woo-bin moved a pawn. This is your army. This is my army. We fight, but we fight with our minds. Gex studied the board. He moved a piece. Woo-bin moved another piece. They played slowly, with Woo-bin explaining the rules. Why does the small piece move this way? Gex asked. Because each piece is different. Each has its own strength.
Act together.
They are stronger than apart. Like a real army, yes, but also like friends. Each person is different, but together they are stronger. Gex made another move. This is not simple. The best things never are. They played for an hour. Gex lost, but he was not angry. Thinking, again, Gex said. While they played, The young warriors learned more games from the humans. They learned card games and word games. They learned to tell jokes, even though their jokes were not very funny yet. "Why do you make sounds when something is funny?" a young warrior asked. "Because laughing feels good," Hana said. "It makes us happy." "I want to be happy," the warrior said. "You are learning," Hana said. "Happiness takes practice." Sub-Commander Vex sat with communications specialist Nam Yujin. She was teaching him about music. "Music is organized sound," Yujin said. "But it's also feeling. Listen." She played a sad song. "This makes me feel heavy inside," Vex said. "That's sadness." "The song is about someone who lost a friend." "Why would you want to feel sad?" "Because feeling sad about losing someone means you love them. It means they mattered to you." Vex was quiet for a long time. "I have never had anyone who mattered to me." "You could," Yujin said. "You could have friends." "How?" "By caring about them. By wanting them to be happy." "I want you to be happy," Vex said suddenly. "Is that how it starts?" Yujin smiled. "Yes, that's exactly how it starts." Across the room, Gex finished his third chess game. Had lost all three, but he was still playing. "Why do you keep playing if you always lose?" Wubin asked. "Because I learn something new each time. Because it makes me think in new ways. That's why we play games. To learn and grow. I have never grown before. I was made complete. No one is ever complete. We all keep learning and changing." Gex looked around the room. His warriors were eating chocolate and laughing. They were playing games and learning songs. They looked happy. "This is dangerous," Gex said quietly. "Why?" "Because now I understand what we have been missing. And I do not want to go back." "Then don't. The Empire expects us to conquer or destroy you. If we do not, they will send more ships. Then we'll teach them to. You do not understand. There are thousands of ships, millions of warriors like me. We have millions of songs and games. And stories. We have enough friendship for everyone." Stood up. He was huge and scary, but his eyes looked sad. "You humans are more dangerous than any weapon," he said. "You make us want things we cannot have. Who says you can't have them?" "I say it. I am War Prime. I was made for war." "Maybe," Wubin said. "You were made for more than you know." Gex walked to the window. He looked out at the stars. His warriors were still playing and laughing behind him. One day he said, "You have one day to show me what we have been missing. Then we must decide what to do." "One day's enough," Hana said. "Friendship doesn't take long to grow. It just takes an open heart. I do not have a heart. Everyone has a heart. Some are just hidden very deep." Gex turned around. For the first time, he almost smiled. "Then help me find mine." The alarm on the Vorthok ship was loud and angry. Sub-Commander Vex ran through the metal halls. His heart was beating fast, but not from running. He was scared. The older warriors had found out about the games and friendship. Vex. War Prime. Gex called, "Come here now." Vex entered the command room. 3 young warriors were on the floor. They had been beaten. Their gray skin was darker where they had been hit. One of them was holding a small piece of chocolate that Engineer Kong, Sujin, had given him. "They were found playing human games," said War Commander Vex. He was older than Gex, with more metal parts in his body. They were laughing. "Warriors do not laugh. They were learning," Vex said. "Learning makes us stronger. Learning makes us weak." Dex hit the young warrior who held the chocolate. "Look at this fool. He cares more about candy than combat." The young warrior looked up at Vex. His yellow eyes were sad. "Sub-Commander, the chocolate made me feel good. Is that wrong?" "Yes," Dex said. "Good feelings are poison. They make you soft." "No," Vex said. "Good feelings make you want to protect things. They make you want to fight for what matters. Nothing matters except victory." Gex stood between them. "Enough. Dex, return to your duties. Vex, come with me." They walked to Gex's private room.
House.
It was as gray and empty as the rest of the ship. But now Vex noticed how empty it was, how cold, how lonely. "The other commanders are angry," Gex said. "They want to stop the cultural exchange." "Why?" "Because the warriors are changing. They ask questions. They want to know why we fight. They want to know what they are fighting for." "Those are good questions." "No, They are dangerous questions. A warrior who asks, "Why might decide not to fight?" Vex sat on a metal chair. It was uncomfortable, but he had never noticed before. Now he remembered the soft chairs in the human meeting. "Room, Gex," he said quietly. "What if we are fighting for the wrong reasons?" "What do you mean? The humans are not evil. They are not trying to hurt us. They make beautiful things. They care about each other. Why should we destroy them?" Gex was quiet for a long time, because that is what we were made to do. But what if we were made wrong? That is not possible. Our creators were perfect. Were they? Did they ever laugh? Did they ever feel joy? Did they ever have friends? Gex had no answer. Meanwhile, on the human mining station, pilot Shin Yunsu was working with medical officer Park Ji-hoon. They were trying to help the beaten warriors. "Their wounds are healing fast," Ji-hoon said, "but they seem very sad." "Are learning about sadness?" Yunsu said. "It's new to them." One of the young warriors, whose name was Kex, sat up on the medical table. "Why did you help us? We are your enemies." "You're not our enemies," Ji-hoon said. "You're just confused." "I do not understand. An enemy wants to hurt you. You don't want to hurt us. You just don't know what else to do." "I know what I want to." Dukek said, "I want to learn more games. I want to eat more chocolate. I want to have friends." "Then do that." "War Commander, Dex says it is wrong. What do you think?" Kex thought about this. "I think Dex is wrong." "Better than feeling empty. Then trust your feelings. But I am just a young warrior. Vex has fought in many battles." "Fighting in battles doesn't make you right," Yunsu said. "It just makes you good at fighting." "What makes you right?" "Caring about others. Wanting to help instead of hurt. Choosing love over anger." Love, the strongest feeling. When you love someone, you want them to be happy more than you want to be happy yourself. Kex was quiet. "I think I love chocolate," Yunsu laughed. "That's a start." Back on the Vorthok ship, more warriors were asking questions. They gathered in small groups and whispered about the games and music and friendship. "I dreamed about the music," one warrior said. "I've never dreamed before." "I dreamed about flying," said another. "Not in a ship, just flying like the birds in the human pictures." "Dreams are weakness," said an older warrior. "Stop this talk." "Why? Is dreaming weak?" asked a young warrior. "Dreams make me feel hopeful." "Hope is poison. Makes you think things can be better, can't they?" The older warrior had no answer, walked away, confused and angry. Subcommander Vex found these warriors talking. "What are you discussing?" "The humans, Subcommander, their games and music, their friendship, and we want more. We want to learn everything they can teach us. That is dangerous thinking." Why, Vex looked around. No older warriors were listening. "Because," he said quietly, "if we learn too much, we might not want to be warriors anymore. What else could we be?" "I don't know, but the humans are many things. They are doctors and engineers and artists and teachers. They are not just one thing. Could we be many things too?" "Maybe, but it would mean going against everything we were taught." A young warrior named Dex stepped forward. "Subcommander, what if what we were taught was wrong?" "Then we would have to choose. Stay as we are, or become something new." "I want to become something new." "Adaloia?" said another warrior. And soon all the young warriors were nodding. They wanted to change. They wanted to grow. They wanted to become more than just fighting machines. But change was dangerous. War Commander Vex was watching them. He had other older warriors with him. They did not like what they saw. "This ends now," Vex said. He entered the room with 10 older warriors. "You will return to training. You will forget these human ideas." "No," Vex said. "They have the right to choose. They have no rights. They are weapons. Weapons do not choose. They are thinking beings. Thinking beings always have choices." "Any more?" Dex gave an order. The older warriors grabbed the young ones. They were going to lock them up. They were going to force them to forget friendship and joy and hope. But something happened that had never happened before on a Vorthok ship. The young warriors fought back. Not with weapons, not with anger. They fought with words. We will not. Forget, Dex said. We will not go back to being empty. You will do as you are told. No, we choose friendship. We choose joy. We choose to be more than what we were made to be. We choose weaknesses. If caring about others is weakness, then we choose to be weak. Vex was furious. Gex, control your warriors. War Prime Gex entered the room. He looked at the young warriors standing together. He looked at the older warriors trying to force them back to their old ways. Choose, Vex said to Gex. Order them back to training, or I will report this rebellion. To the Empire, Gex was quiet for a long time. Then he spoke. I have been thinking about what the humans showed us.
About games and music and friendship?
About choosing to be more than we were made to be. And I think, Gex said slowly, I think we have been living half a life. We have been machines pretending to be alive. Gex, you are talking like them now. Maybe that is not a bad thing. Empire will not accept this. They will send ships to destroy us all. Then we will face that when it comes. But we will face it as friends, not just as warriors. Dex looked shocked. You are choosing them over the Empire? I am choosing life over emptiness. I am choosing hope over fear. This is rebellion. Yes, Gex said. It is, the young warriors cheered. They had never cheered before. Sound echoed through the metal halls of the ship, but Vex knew this was just the beginning. The Empire would not let them go easily. Soon, they would have to fight. But this time, they would fight for something worth fighting for. They would fight for friendship. They would fight for joy. They would fight for the right to choose their own path. And they would not fight alone. They would have human friends beside them. The space around the mining station was full of ships. Human ships and Vorthok ships floated together like old friends. But they were not old friends. They were new friends, getting ready for the biggest fight of their lives. How many Empire ships are coming? Asked Commander Li Tae-woo. He stood in the command center with War Prime Gex beside him. Felt strange to have an alien warrior as an ally. 50 ships, Gex said. Maybe more. The Empire does not like rebellion. 50 ships full of warriors like you used to be. Yes. Warriors who know only fighting. Warriors who have never felt joy or hope or friendship. Dr. Yoon Hana looked at the screens showing the approaching Empire fleet. Can we fight them? Not with weapons, said Subcommander Vex. They are too strong. Too many? Then how? The same way you fought us, Vex said. With music and games and friendship. With things that make empty hearts feel full. Communications officer Park So-min worked at her station. I'm setting up the broadcast system. We can send signals to all the Empire ships at once. What will we send? Asked Captain Song Min-ho. Everything, Hannah said. It's good. All the music and art and stories we have. All the games and jokes and songs. We'll show them what they're missing. Engineer Kim Dong-han smiled. It's just like when I broke the radio by accident. Not by accident this time, Lee said. This time we do it on purpose. The Empire ships were getting closer. They moved in perfect formation, like metal sharks swimming through space. The lead ship was huge, bigger than any ship the humans had ever seen. That is the Supreme War General's ship, Gex said. He commands all Empire forces in this sector. What's he like? Asked Security Chief Choi Jae-sung. Old, angry. He has fought for 300 years. He knows nothing but war. Then it's time he learned something new. Captain Bae Hoyen-woo stood up from his chair. I have an idea. A crazy idea. Tell us, Lee said. If we don't wait for them to attack. What if we go to them? That's suicide, Minho said. No, think about it. They expect us to run or fight. They don't expect us to visit. Vex's eyes went bright. A boarding party. But not for fighting, for teaching. Exactly. We take a small ship. We bring music and food and games. We show them what friendship looks like. They will kill us, Gex said. Maybe, but maybe they'll be curious like you were. It's worth trying, Hana said. If we can change even a few of them, it could start a revolution, Vex finished. They planned quickly. The Empire ships would arrive in 2 hours. Hyen-woo would take a small ship with Vex and a team of humans. They would carry no weapons, only gifts. This is the dumbest plan I've ever heard, said pilot Shin Yoon-soo. I love it. You don't have to come, Hyenwu said. Are you crazy? I wouldn't miss this for anything. They loaded the small ship with chocolate, musical instruments, art supplies, and games. Tactical Officer Lim Wubin brought several chess sets. Communications specialist Nam Yujin brought her favorite songs. Remember Hana said, "We're not trying to defeat them. We're trying to awaken them." "What's the difference?" asked Medical Officer Park Ji-hoon. "When you defeat someone, they stay your enemy. When you awaken someone, they become your friend." The small ship left the mining station. Behind them, Solomon began broadcasting human culture to the Empire fleet. Music filled the space between the stars. Art and poetry and stories flew toward the alien ships inside the Empire fleet. Strange things began to happen. Warriors stopped what they were doing and listened to the broadcasts with confused faces. Some of them began to feel the same empty feeling that Vex had felt. "What is this?" asked a young Empire warrior named Rex. He was listening to a human song about love. "To poison," said his commander. "Human poison to make us weak." "It doesn't make me feel weak. It makes me feel something I have no word for. That is the danger. Turn it off." But Rex didn't turn it off. Neither did dozens of other young warriors throughout the fleet. They listened and wondered and felt things they had never felt before. On the Supreme War General's ship, alarms were ringing. "The warriors are acting strange," reported a commander. "They're not following orders." The Supreme War General was even bigger than Gex. His body was more machine than living being. He had metal arms and glowing red eyes. "Show me," he growled. On the screen, they could see warriors in different ships. Some were trying to dance to the music. Others were staring at pictures of Earth's sunsets and flowers. Many were asking questions. "What is that small ship doing?" the war general asked. "It's approaching us. No weapons, no shields. Destroy it." "Sir, there are Vorthok life signs on board, including Subcommander Vex." The war general paused. Vex was known throughout the Empire as a good warrior. "Why is he with the humans?" "Unknown, sir. Bring the ship aboard. I want to question them myself." The small ship was pulled into the Empire flagship. Yeonwoo, Vex, Yoonsu, Wubin, Eugene, and Jihoon stepped out. They carried bags full of gifts. Empire warriors surrounded them. The warriors looked confused. They had been listening to human broadcasts for an hour, and their empty hearts were starting to feel full. "I am Captain Bei Hyenwu," Hyenwu said. "We come in friendship." "Friendship?" asked a young warrior. "What is that?" "I'll show you," Eugene said. She took out her guitar and began to play. The music filled the metal halls. Warriors stopped and listened. Some of them began to cry, though they didn't understand why. Enough. The Supreme War General entered the docking bay. "I am Supreme War General Zex. You will explain this madness." "It's not madness," Vex said. "It's awakening, Vex. You were a good warrior. What happened to you?" "I learned what I was missing. I learned about friendship and joy and hope. I learned that there's more to life than fighting. There's nothing more than fighting. Fighting is our purpose," says who? "Our creators." "Our creators are dead," Vex said. "They died thousands of years ago. We don't have to live by their rules anymore. We live by their rules because their rules work." "Do they? Are you happy, Zex?" The question hit the war general like a punch. "Happy? What is happy?" this Wubin said. He set up a chessboard. "This is happy. It's a game, a war game, but nobody dies." "Impossible. Want to try?" The war general stared at the chessboard. Around them, his warriors were learning songs and eating chocolate and laughing for the first time in their lives. "You're destroying my army," Zex said. Nohana's voice came over the radio from the mining station. "We're freeing your army. We're showing them what they could be if they chose their own path. They are weapons. Weapons do not choose." "Everyone can choose," Jihoon said. "Even you." The war general looked around. His perfect army was falling apart, but they weren't becoming weak. They were becoming alive. A young warrior approached him. "General, I want to ask you something." "What?" "Why do we fight?" "To conquer." "But why do we want to conquer?" "Because we were made to conquer." "But what if we don't want to anymore?" "If we want to create instead of destroy, What if we want to make friends instead of enemies? The war general had no answer. In 300 years of fighting, no one had ever asked him these questions. Choose, Vex said. You can order your warriors to keep fighting. Some will obey, but many won't. Or you can choose something new. Choose friendship. Choose hope. Choose life. The war general looked at the chessboard. He looked at his warriors learning to laugh. He looked at the humans who had come without weapons, offering only gifts. If I choose this path, he said slowly, the Empire will never stop hunting us. Then we'll face them together, Hyenwu said, as friends. The war general reached out one huge metal hand. He moved a chess piece. Teach me, he said. 6 months had passed since the Great Awakening. The planet below looked like a dream. Green forests mixed with silver cities. Blue rivers ran between farms where humans and Vorthok worked together. Ships from a dozen different species landed. At the spaceport, everyday former Warprime Gex stood in his garden, holding a small flower. He had never seen anything so beautiful. The flower was red and yellow, and it smelled like sweetness and hope. The roses are growing well, said Agricultural Specialist Oh Sun Quan. He walked between the flower beds with a big smile. Your strength makes the work so much easier. I like making things grow, Gex said. His voice was still deep, but it was gentle now. It is better than making things die. What should we plant next? The children want a playground? With swings and slides, Sung Hwan laughed. A playground in the middle of a garden? That sounds perfect, Gex smiled. He had learned to smile 3 months ago, and he did it often now. His metal parts gleamed in the sunlight, but flowers grew around them. He was still a warrior, but now he was a warrior who chose to create instead of destroy. In the center of the colony, Sub-Commander Vex worked on his latest sculpture. It was made of metal and stone, but it looked like music. Smooth curves and sharp angles danced together in harmony. It's beautiful, said Cultural Liaison Kim Yansu. She watched Vex work with his 4 arms, shaping the metal like clay. Do you call it friendship song? Vex said. It shows how different things can make beautiful music together, like humans in Vorthok. Yes, and like all the other species that come here now. A group of children ran past, laughing and playing. Some were human children from the colony ships. Others were young Vorthok who had learned to laugh and play. They chased each other around the sculpture, making it part of their game. Children are the best teachers, Yansu said. Why? They don't know that friendship is supposed to be hard, so it's easy for them. Near the spaceport, Commander Li Tae-woo worked with Ambassador Li Sun-hai. They were preparing to meet a new species that had just arrived. The aliens were called the Zilani, and they looked like tall blue trees with many eyes. They're nervous about meeting us, Sonny said. They heard about what happened with the Vorthok Empire. They're not sure if it's real. What do you mean? Can't believe that warriors chose friendship over fighting. In their culture, the strong always ruled the weak. Then we'll show them something different. The Zilani ship landed with a soft whisper. 3 tall aliens stepped out. They moved carefully, like they expected an attack. Welcome to New Harmony, Lee said. That was the name they had given their colony. You are the humans, said the lead. Zilani, his voice sounded like wind through leaves. You are the ones who changed the warriors. We didn't change them. We just showed them what they already had inside. Impossible. Vorthok are made for war. They cannot change. Would you like to meet some of them? The Zilani looked scared. They will kill us. No, they will offer you chocolate. Before the Zilani could answer, a group of former Vorthok warriors approached. They were led by former War Commander Vex, who had been the last to accept change. Now he wore a flower crown that the children had made for him. Greetings, friends, Vex said. His voice was still rough, but it was warm. We bring gifts. The Zilani stepped back. You are warriors. We were warriors. Now we are gardeners and artists and teachers and friends. I do not understand. Young warrior Dex stepped forward. He carried a tray of chocolate and small cakes. Try this. It tastes like happiness. What is happiness? The feeling you get when good things happen, when friends are safe. Laugh. When flowers grow? The lead Zilani took a small piece of chocolate. He ate it slowly. His many eyes went wide. This is ... pleasant, he said. Pleasant is just the beginning, said former Supreme War General Zex. He had arrived with the chesses set. Want to learn a game? Games are for children. All the best things are for children. That's why adults need to learn them too. Hours later, the Zilani were sitting in the garden with humans and Vorthok. They were eating chocolate and learning. To play simple games? They were asking questions about friendship and art and music. This is not what we expected, said the lead Zilani. What did you expect? Asked Dr. Yunhana. Conquest, slavery, death. That is what strong species do to weak species. Strength isn't about hurting others. Real strength is about helping others. You defeated the Empire. You won. We didn't defeat them. We freed them. There's a difference. Communications specialist Nem Yujin played her guitar nearby. The music drifted over the garden like a gentle breeze. Some of the Zilani began to sway to the rhythm. What is this magic? One of them asked. Music, Yujin said. Want to learn? By evening, the Zilani were trying to sing human songs with their tree-like voices. They sounded like wind chimes in a storm, but they were happy. You want to stay, the lead Zilani said. We want to learn more about friendship. You're welcome here, Lee said. Everyone is welcome. As the sun set, the colony came alive with soft lights. Human children played with young Vorthok and Zilani. Former warriors told stories to mixed groups of listeners. Artists from different species worked together on new projects. In the center of it all, a new arrival ship was landing. The ship was white and gold, and it was bigger than any ship they had seen. Who are they? Asked pilot Shinyansu. The Ikari, said Gex. They are an old species, very wise, but also very proud. Do they come in peace? We will see. The ship opened, and tall, graceful beings stepped out. They had silver skin and wore robes made of light. They looked around the colony with curious eyes. This is unexpected, said their leader. We came to study the humans who changed the Vorthok. We see you have changed others too. Don't change anyone, Hana said. We just share what makes us happy. Others choose whether to accept it or not. Interesting. We have watched many species for thousands of years. We have never seen anything like this. What makes it special? It's usually when species meet, they fight or trade or form alliances for power. But you just want to be friends. Is that so strange? The Ikari leader smiled. Strange and wonderful. We would like to learn about this friendship too. Then welcome to New Harmony, Lee said. Let's start with chocolate. As the night fell, the garden filled with laughter and music and stories. Beings from 5 different species sat together, sharing food and games and dreams. Children of all kinds played together under the stars. Former War Prime Gex sat with a human child on his lap and a young Dazani by his side. He was reading them a story about brave heroes who chose love over war. Did they really choose love? Asked the human child. Yes, Gex said, and so can anyone, even old warriors like me. Will you teach me to be brave like them? I will teach you to be braver. I will teach you to choose friendship even when it's hard. Sub-Commander Vex finished his sculpture as the last light faded. In the moonlight, it looked like frozen music, like a song about hope made solid. What's your next project? Asked Engineer Kong Sujin. A playground, Vex said. The children asked for swings that go high enough to touch the stars. Can you? Build that. I can try. That's what friends do. They try to make each other's dreams come true. High above the colony, ships from many worlds orbited the planet. They came to trade, to learn, to find hope. Word was spreading through the galaxy about the place where enemies became friends, where warriors became gardeners, where anyone could choose to be more than what they were made to be, in the colony's communication center. Messages arrived every day from distant worlds. Some were from species asking for help to solve conflicts. Others were from individuals who wanted to learn about friendship and hope. We're running out of room, said Communications Officer Park Soman. Then we'll build more colonies, Lee said. As many as we need. What if the whole galaxy wants to come? and we'll welcome the whole galaxy. There's enough friendship for everyone. And in the garden, under the light of 2 moons and 1 billion stars, children of many species played together and dreamed of a future where friendship conquered all, where different beings worked together to build something beautiful, and where everyone could choose their own path among the stars. The galaxy had become a little brighter, a little kinder, and a lot more hopeful. All because some humans believed that even battle-engineered aliens couldn't resist the power of an open heart, and they offered hand in friendship. The end.